At the moment, the Disney YouTube channel took away the episode listings for these episodes. So they're actually not listed in numerical order anymore, they're just listed by their names. I'm not too sure why this was done, but for the sake of keeping things organized, I'll continue to talk about them in the order of their release, and continue to call them episode 1, 2, 3, you get the picture. Episode 5, Beasts of Echo Base. In this episode, Chewbacca is being held by a giant Wampa, and it doesn't look like the Wampa's plan is to hurt Chewie, but rather to snuggle him, or hold him like a teddy bear, or something like that. Regardless, Leia is looking for Chewie, can't find him, stumbles upon him, and then C-3PO chimes in over the communicator, which wakes the Wampa up. And then a chase ensues. Out of all the Forces of Destiny episodes I've watched, this is probably my least favorite. There wasn't much to it. And of course these are super short episodes, but compared to the previous 4 episodes that I watched, it wasn't that exciting. It didn't have that moral of the story that the previous ones had. I guess the Wampa just wanted to get its teddy bear back? And his teddy bear was Chewie? I'm not quite sure. Leia startled the Wampa in its own environment, and instead of annihilating it, she just secures it behind a door, which I guess could be the moral of the story? Save your friends, let the creature live. But yeah, like I said, this episode is my least favorite so far. Episode 6, The Imposter Inside. Ahsoka and Padme are setting up for negotiations with some delegates. Ahsoka secures the perimeter, but something tips them off that things aren't quite right, and that thing is silverware. The specific delegates don't use silverware, and Padme instructed her helpers not to put any silverware on the table. Turns out, one of her helpers is a shapeshifter. So the shapeshifter pulls out a blaster and starts firing. The goal of the shapeshifter was to plant a bomb under the table and slowly sneak out, letting the bomb explode, but it wasn't able to do that without being noticed. I like the teamwork and lightheartedness of this episode. You see the relationship that Ahsoka and Padme have, and as you guys know, I'm not too familiar with it, but from what I see in the comment section of this episode, people are really happy to see the two of them together again. I think my favorite little shot from this episode was when Ahsoka cut a perfect little circle around the bomb. I don't know why, but I liked it. So far, I like the previous 4 episodes that I reviewed better. These two have been a little slow. Episode 7, The Stranger. You guys know I'm a sucker for seeing the Empire acting like thugs and bullies. I like peering into the oppressive world of the Empire and seeing how they interact with everyday citizens. So needless to say, I really enjoyed this episode. It kind of reminded me of like old school Superman comics where Superman is just being a nice guy, wanting to help out, save the kitten from the tree, stop the train from derailing, that kind of stuff. In The Stranger, Jyn Erso sees some stormtroopers picking on a little girl and trying to take her pet away because she's in violation of some petty rule or something. Jyn springs into action, takes out the stormtroopers, saves the girl's pet, and reunites the two of them. I think moments like these for hero characters can be really important. Even if they don't seem that way, they kind of humanize and make characters relatable. They show that our heroes will do the right thing, even if that thing isn't necessarily paramount to the mission at hand. When the opportunity to help out comes up, help out. Episode 8, Bounty of Trouble. Sabine is on a secret mission to get her hands on an Imperial data tape. On that data tape is the location of Imperial bases. The stormtroopers escorting Princess Leia don't know that she is I guess technically a spy, a double agent, someone whose allegiance appears to be with the Empire, but in reality she's helping out the other side. I like this, I do. IG-88 appears and begins to attack Sabine and Leia. Leia tells the stormtroopers to attack IG-88, and then we get a scene that defines the joke about stormtroopers not being able to hit anything. Out of the 4 episodes that I watched for this video, this one, Bounty of Trouble, is probably my favorite. Who doesn't love a little espionage? Is it me, or do the fog and smoke effects in this show really chug? They kind of lag. I don't know if it's stylistically meant to be that way, but it's kind of distracting to have everything moving at normal speed and then fog or smoke moving at like 2 frames a second. And it's definitely not my computer. I mean, everything in the background behind the smoke is moving at normal speed, and then the foreground smoke is just like I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else talk about that, but it is kind of distracting to me. Anyway, I definitely preferred episodes 1 through 4, the ones that I watched and reviewed in my previous video. I found them to be more overall entertaining and have a quality message attached to each episode. That's not to say that these are bad, they're not, I just thought the first 4 episodes were much more solid. HelloGreedo, out.
Always with you, it cannot be done.